In this video, we'll show you how to set the high and low limit of your front derailleur and how to connect the front derailleur cable. Now we'll talk about setting the high and low limits of your front derailleur and attaching the front derailleur cable. To start, we'll set the low limit adjustment. Make sure that your cable is not yet attached to the front derailleur. Similar to the rear derailleur, the derailleur cable runs through a guide at the bottom of the bottom bracket. Make sure you feed it through there first. Before we set the low limit adjustment on the front derailleur, make sure that the left shifter is fully released so that the front derailleur would be in the smallest gear. To check the low limit adjustment, you'll want to have the chain in the smallest ring at the front and the largest gear at the back. You want to make sure that when the chain passes through the front derailleur, it doesn't rub on the inside edge of the front derailleur cage. You want about 1 millimeter of clearance between the chain and the inside of the front derailleur cage. We have that now. If you didn't, you could set the low limit screw right here by turning it clockwise or counterclockwise to move the front derailleur towards or away from the frame. Once we have this properly set, we can take our derailleur cable and feed it through the front derailleur cable bolt. Once we're in place, we can take our 5 millimeter hex key. Let's get it in place. Now just pull it tight and tighten the front derailleur cable bolt with a 5 millimeter hex key. The manufacturer recommended torque setting for this is 5 to 7 Newton meters. Make sure you check the manual for your front derailleur. We'll insert our torque wrench and make sure we have it at the proper torque, and we do. And then what we'll do, similar to the rear derailleur, is we'll shift through the gears to remove any false tension. There we go. And you're just going to go through your gears a couple of times. And this looks to be working pretty well. Okay, now that we're here, we will set the high limit of the front derailleur. To do that, we'll have the chain in the largest chain ring at the front and the smallest gear of the cassette in the back. Let's get it to the smallest gear in the back of the cassette. There we go. Now that we're there, you want to leave the clearance on the outside edge of the front derailleur. With the chain passing through, similar to this side, you want about 1 millimeter of space between the chain and the inside edge of the front derailleur cage. We have that right now. If we didn't, we could adjust the high limit screw right here to move the front derailleur towards the frame or away from the frame. Once this is properly set, we can trim our cable and put on an end cap.